what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and
love. Hello there. Welcome to the Flashing Blade podcast. I'm Siobhan. Do. Let's meet the plucky girl of 6 assistants. Down there, and for some reason his camera's off, I've no idea why. It's the Brian. Oh, he's down there now.
Hello.
Oh, I like that. It covers your face. It's wonderful.
Very spirit of the season.
Now all you need
It's
to
the
say
caveat.
is, I was thinking that myself. Or either that or, are you my mummy? Yes, Brian, in a muffled sort of way, would you say if you're still American or not?
Yes.
Okay, good. Right, moving on. Up there. Well, now, this here, all right, it's Dr. Sinister. Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah. And
There's a dictator and poet.
and of course, and down there, oh dear me, some say that his heart ticks like a watch, and that he's confused by stairs. It's the tourist area known as Spanky.
It's the fun kind, not the tedious kind that costs a lot of money.
Oh, that's all right. Fair enough.
The cheap thrill kind, right?
Oh, well, that's how I would sum you up, if I'm honest.
Cheap thrills, baby.
Cheap
all
thrill.
the way.
Yeah.
Cheap thrills.
Yeah, you're cheap date. Right then, well, we're going to get on to the usual thing. Boys, the Brian, what have you done this week?
Suffered.
Badly? Badly?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Just one can only hope. Dr. Sinister.
I got a couple of new friends that have arrived this week.
Oh well, Dennis Fisher. No, not Dennis Fisher.
Mm.
That is in no way Gareth Hunt.
Big Chief, what's her name's? Just come out, I think. And I've got
Good looking.
I got him, and I got 11 to go with my big TARDIS. 1/6 scale.
4 and 11, right?
That's. I do love the way they're managing to get the sculpts far more accurate nowadays.
If you
They're
put
doing a
pins
lot
in them,
better
do they feel pain?
with likenesses.
Probably.
Let's see if we can get Matt Smith to punch himself in the head.
Mm.
Don't do that. It's his birthday.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Do I care? He's off in the Galapagos Islands with everybody. Didn't send me an invite. And I know he watches the show, possibly. He's very good. Like, again, the facial sculpt.
I'm loving that.
A facial sculpt is great. And they've tried to get the scarf right, but at that sort of scale, no material really sits properly.
That's the problem. Is there's insufficient weight to the scarf material, and it just kind of flops there.
Yeah.
It needs to be
essentially Pyramids of Mars Tom.
Yeah, I guess.
Find a way to insert some BBs or something in there.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
beads or weights would be a good idea.
Yeah, fishing weights or BBs or something.
I
you know.
don't want to talk about Doctor Who.
I don't know if you guys have BB guns in England.
Anyway, he can go. They will go nicely with my custom 1/6 scale Daleks that I had made.
I'm sure they'll have a proper 1/6 scale battle.
I washed one of my scarves, the small version of the season 15, and it shrank.
Ooh,
I think I've ruined it.
terribly
I
unfortunate.
think I've ruined it, unfortunately.
Also, if I might have a minor rant,
Yes, please. If you,
By all
of course,
means.
yes.
finally got hold of History of the Daleks sets 9 and 10
Ah.
from B&M.
I know where we're heading with this.
Had to get them off eBay. bearing in mind that
Mm.
I've got my mother checking the largest B&M I know, which is basically a warehouse down in Gosport. I've been checking B&Ms in the local area. I've put multiple pleas out on Facebook. I've even personally gone and checked B&Ms up in Halifax when I was up there. I can't find the bloody things. I really, really object to having to pay through the nose to scalpers, people who walk out with bloody pallets of these things because B&M can't sort out their fucking distribution problems. It's absolutely shocking.
It's not
And
just
I'm not happy about it.
It's not
And they've now announced another 6 sets or something, which I know I'm going to have trouble. I'm going to end up having trouble getting as well.
It's not just the distribution. it's B&M have to basically limit it 2 sets
They won't
per
let
person.
people prepay for a set or something.
No, a lot of it's they on this time out. They did put 2 of the sets on their own website, which is great.
Not the Daleks.
But not the Daleks.
It's the sets they
The
put on the
Daleks are-
website are the ones that are going to be warming the shelves for the next year.
Yeah, because they're
I've
not,
bought them,
not the great
but
ones.
people don't want those sets. They want the Dalek
Want
sets.
Daleks. Yep. I mean, I'm looking forward to the new Genesis of the Daleks thing because of the detachable gun and arm. That really, that's. I just wish they'd do a Nider figure. I really do.
B&M is it anything like the Games Workshop stores or something?
No, this is more of a all sorts.
The cheapy supermarket.
Yeah, cheapy supermarket, which
Gotcha.
also does toys and whatever. I think he's
and they happen to have a large toy area, and for some, it's really strange. They've got this exclusivity thing where they release up to 4 new waves of Doctor Who sets every year.
And
And
every year they don't make it into every store, and every store that gets
No.
them, the scalpers come along and just clear the shelves, and then sell them for twice the price on eBay.
now
Yeah,
I've got
scalpers piss me off.
I've got 2 stores in town near me, and if they turn up on the shelves at all, it'll be in about 3 months' time. So I'm not very happy, really.
I am right there with you. I am. I'm trying to decide whether to go for a Death to the Daleks set or not.
We at the Flashing Blade are proud to acknowledge that we are rant friendly.
We are very rant friendly. It's encouraged, if I'm honest with you.
B&M, take note.
Spanky?
Stop letting the
Spanky?
scalpers have-
Spanky?
Yes, ma'am.
How's your week been?
As usual, I will try and put it into one word.
Okay, right. This is going to be
And this week, I will use the word tumultuous.
Ooh,
Other
that's
ups and
a
downs.
good
Woo!
word.
It's a fun word to say, tumultuous.
Tumultuous. Has it ended on a high, though?
That remains to be seen. The night could still go awry.
Okay, fair enough.
But so far, a positive for the
okay.
day.
Once again, for the third week on the for the third week on the trot, I have topped the show with some song lyrics. All 3 weeks have been from the same song. I'm still waiting for you to find the connection between those song lyrics and the song. If I have to extend it to a 4th week, you don't win a lolly because it'll be far too easy. Brian?
John Hurt, 1984.
No. Try again.
Still trying to figure out what
Sinister,
you
you
were
were going
going
to ask something.
weeks has to do with song lyrics.
No,
Unless you were-
I wasn't going to ask something, but I think you've made a fundamental misapprehension that we
Yes.
care.
You're on the Flashing Blade, so you have to. It's in your contract.
I forgot it's contractual.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you
Yeah.
if you want. Hello, Retta.
Put it this way:
Yes.
I don't sit up at night thinking about it.
This distresses me greatly. I'm going to be honest. It was, in fact, Mana Mana.
Mana
You
mana.
see? Yes. Yes, according to this, it's working. I do apologise. My Virgin Media internet connection does strange things at this time of night. And you can't talk to a human being to sort it out, which is a problem. Talking of which, it's my turn for the what's happened this week business, because it's the only time I get to talk to anybody about it. Right, which saga do you want first, boys?
Garden Gate,
Do they cause you pain?
the umpteenth.
Yes. We'll have the Garden Gate saga. This week, I had my flat cleaned. I wanted a proper, good clean. And so I got some people in to do it. Not only did they dump my TV remote control... thank you, Brian. Not only did they dump my TV remote control, they also dumped my electricity key that I needed. And various other bits and pieces. They unplugged my computer completely, and I had to sit there for about half an hour working out which lead goes where, and then untangling them from the associated spaghetti behind the desk, which is always a scary prospect. However, if you remember, last week I was saying... Oh, that reminds me. Can you all say hello, Thomas, please?
Hello,
Hello,
Thomas.
Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
Please.
Oh, good boy.
Thanks. Hello, Thomas,
And
please.
yes, so waiting for the garden to be cleared as well. They were supposed to clear the garden, basically of what was left over from when they got rid of all the brambles and everything. They were supposed to come back the following day. They haven't come back the following day. They haven't come back the following day, and I'm now getting very worried because I'm supposed to have a weekly appointment with them. One of them will come round, and I've got a cleaner basically, but they haven't got in touch to let me know when or how much. So I don't know the company's name, otherwise I'd say it. But yeah, that's a bit frustrating. So that's Garden Gate. Do you want Blizzard Gate?
What was the other gate?
Blizzard.
Oh, Blizzard Gate.
Blizzard.
Is this about your lost characters?
Yes, about my Lost World of Warcraft characters.
Yes.
It's taken a very interesting twist. Rather apt for Halloween.
Have they been kidnapped?
I hope not. If they have, I hope Garen's kept his Trey Cool hat. Yes.
Hello.
So Blizzard... Oh, hello, a thing happened. My apologies.
Something happened there, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Blizzard got back in touch because Blizzard do occasionally. And told me they think they've tracked my account down, but to a different email address. It's my friend's email address, and she died. So I've had to necro her email account. Then we discovered that I can't log in because that account was tied to an authenticator device. And so I've now got to get them to link the account with the new Authentic Blizzard Authenticator app. So I can then log in. I've cancelled my subscription on the other account because I need to wait until I can get in there before I can... All this for a purple Brewfest hat. I mean, I ask you. So that's been interesting. Don't think anything else has really happened. No, not really. There is news though. The BBC, along with their corporate overlords, the House of Mouse, they've released the logo for at least the 60th anniversary. Sinister, how would you describe that logo?
I might have been a little bit excited.
You were a little bit excited. Go on, explain why.
Go!
Okay, so he stopped his mic from working there because he was too loud.
Diamond logo.
Diamond logo.
They have gone back to what is supposedly the diamond logo. However,
Diamond.
Slightly different.
the dimensions are very slightly different. and they've emphasised the Who in a very Disney sort of way.
And it looks, I think it looks like it's 3-dimensional, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if it kind of assembles itself on the screen when we see it.
All I'm saying is, as far as I'm concerned,
I'm surprised there weren't two like little round bits of mouse ears like at the top of the triangle. The diamond, I mean. You know?
there we go.
Oh,
It is
I'm concerned about how much control Disney would have over
not
the
too
show.
much. It's all. I mean, 'cause
No.
you've got to remember the BBC are still there holding the reins.
It's just
They
money.
are making it for. Well, Badwolf for making it for the BBC, but they're also making it
Yeah,
for
I know
Disney.
Russell T Davies.
It's
has
not going to get
created-
Americanized. Don't worry.
Thank God not.
What worries me is it's going to get more money. Doctor Who's not about money. Never has been. Even the current series, whilst it's got Christ knows how much more money than they had back in the day, it's still not enough.
Back in the day, it was a kind of a shoestring budget situation.
Which reminds me, little sausage, just something to tell people about on the Electric iPlayer. I need to go to Facebook. Forgive me. My Chrome browser takes a while to do its thing, especially where Facebook's concerned for some reason. Right. Go to my profile. That's what I'm after. Thank you. Hang on. Just hang on. Right. On the BBC iPlayer, you will find on the BBC Two section The Love Box in Your Living Room. It's a supposed comedy about the 100-year history of the BBC. Doctor Who does rather well out of it, including, bizarrely, and I'm sure they only put it in to fuck with people's heads, a colourised clip from Abominable Snowmen episode 2. Why? There's also a Blake 7-bit bit which is brilliantly redubbed. I do like the BBC's way of getting rid of people. Let's just say that. It involves the Blue Peter Garden. Yeah, watch it. It's a lot of fun, but it's not as funny as A Story of the Twos, which celebrated BBC Two. I don't know why. This one seems weaker. Yeah, Diamond logo back. What do we think about the supposed Diamond logo?
bloody love it. Really made my day.
I gathered that. Oh boy. Thing is, I couldn't reply to you in text because I had no credit. So I couldn't reply to you. By the way, boys, we need to keep this section of the show going as long as we possibly can. Okay?
Because Brian is dying.
Yeah. That's why we're doing this. What else is happening? Did some guild content on Diablo Immoral yesterday. That was fun. And I'm sorry, Retta, I know I'm saying this in front of him, but you can push to talk in guild chat. And people will either hear you, and it's also got a really good, to be fair, as a speech to text application to it. And this is brilliant. It's grist to the mill for me. It means I can talk to people and without having to tap, tippity tap, tap, tap. I don't like typing. I like to talk to people. It's just me. And that's yeah. So, anybody else got any news?
I'm saddened by the passing of Jerry Lee Lewis.
I heard in the obituaries I saw, he was a bit of a git at times.
Yes,
He
he
was.
was. But he was a great musician.
There's a Doctor Who connection with Jerry Lee Lewis.
Great balls of fire!
Yes, that's exactly it.
I swear, you and I have the same brain. We really do.
Matt Smith turned 40.
Oh, bless the little one. I also got sent something, and I'm going to have to send this off to Staggering Stories. It's a fanzine based on the Carousel 90 convention, which was back in 1990. Very first
Where was that?
It was. Could well have been Cardiff. It was either Cardiff or Swansea. Can't remember.
Who was at it?
Jacqueline Pearce and Terry Walsh. I mean, Peter Tuddenham was there as well. There were a
Right,
couple
I
of others.
wasn't there. I wasn't there then.
Oh, you'd remember it if you were there. Oh, have I got some stories from that convention? It was my first experience of conventions. Oh, boy. Talk about trial by fire. Goodness me. Oh, yes, Retta wants everybody to know she's in the ultra-secret Diablo 4 beta. She hasn't mentioned it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I honestly don't think there is any more news, is there? Let's be honest. It's been a bit of a quiet week,
Pretty
thankfully.
newsless.
Yeah, quiet is nice. We like quiet. That's good. Anyway, so let's be kind to Brian, because reasons. And now,
Why start now?
And now, shut up. From the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who.
A little warm.
Now then, you're probably wondering what the hell all those noises were. Shall we find out, boys and girls? Ah! Take it away! Mummy, I'm scared!
I think I can actually see steam coming off of you, Brian.
Yeah, your hair's gone a bit kafloofed.
Yeah, that's from the head sock.
Sorry, is Brian wearing other Brian, is he wearing a toupee? Oh, is that his
This
hair
is not
done?
Brian.
I didn't think it was Brian.
No.
No.
No, because this one's got legs.
Oh, yes, Brian wasn't really one for legs, was he?
No, he's not.
I'm just a torso.
We're going to have to get Brian, Howard Hurd, and Daffy back out for one evening. If anything, just to annoy the Americans. Because I always put on a really ditzy New York broad accent, which will really annoy people. Really? Do you think so? Really? Well, it could be that she's saying the Muppet's better looking.
No, the microphone is working. Hopefully, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, that's not the one she's talking about. It's the next one down. I think she's saying that the Muppet is better looking than you. I'm sorry, I need to make this quite clear to you. That she thinks a Muppet
The Muppet is
is
better looking
than you. Okay? Just so we understand this.
Well,
Muppets
you know,
are
she's entitled to
broad
her
and-
opinion. She's wrong, of course, but she's entitled to it.
Let's leave it up to the
you'd
viewing
be
audience.
really worried if she said otherwise.
If you
I
had
would
to
be
pick
terrified.
which one of those two beasties to be trapped on a deserted island with, and you had to reproduce with one of them, would you take Brian or the Muppet? Cast your
take
vote
the
now.
The Muppet.
Humanity would die.
The Muppet. I would take...
Either way, humanity is doomed.
Yeah, I would take the Muppet because it would remind me of Sinister, and I can pretend and have chats with him.
That's the only thing that I have been assured of by the future historians. We're boned.
We're boned. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's fine.
Excellent.
That what we do here has prolonged it. That you know we're giving humanity more time.
We are,
but
we are,
Eventually, yes.
Trying to relieve the
Yes,
stress of
humanity
the world,
does itself in.
as well as obviously solving major problems. Talking of which, the world's bestest poet is here with us tonight.
Yes, he is.
He really is. The William McGonagall of the Flashing Blade. World's bestest poet. would you do us the honor and read us your latest missive, please?
I call him the James Dickey of, but yeah, that works.
Okay,
Okay.
this one's called
Yes.
Crocodile on a String.
Oh.
I've got this crocodile on a string. I don't need to worry about anything. With this pet, I am the king. I love my crocodile on a string. I've got this eagle on a rope. You must admit he looks pretty dope. My wicked bird really helps me cope. I love my eagle on a rope.
This is good stuff.
The croc and the eagle don't get along.
Oh.
Together, they don't really belong.
Oh.
They had a fight. It's all gone wrong.
Oh dear.
They both escaped in the ding-dong. Now I'm by myself without my defences. What a ridiculous waste of expenses. I should have come to my senses. My loneliness thus recommences.
Bravo.
Very sad. Question the use of the phrase ding dong, but I think you were pushing it a little bit there. I like your poetry.
Artistic
I'm
license.
sorry, I do.
It's allowed.
I do. Yes, it is very much so. It's a very Milligan thing to do, that sort of thing. In
I
the
did
ning
like
nang
your
nong, where the
Ukraine
cows go
poem
bong, and anyway.
On Facebook.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Oh yes, there's a classic.
Never mind.
Anyway, some form of Doctor Who, possibly. The first roman of Ratchalunda and the second K9, who are his plucky girl assistants, they're going to track down a sixth segment of the Key to Time. It's the last segment they need. They've gone dashing around the universes of space and time, and they've collected 5 of the segments. Now they're going to find out what they should have done. The 6th segment is apparently on a planet called Atrios, and they try and materialise there, but for some reason the TARDIS doesn't make it.
It is
Could
recalcitrant.
there be interference? They try again and realise Atrios is under constant nuclear attack, and the population are below ground, and even that's starting to give way a little bit. It's the Armageddon factor, the finale to the Key to Time season. Not that we knew it was a finale back then. It was just another Doctor Who story. Right. Who wants to go first? You do, Spanky.
Do I do?
Yeah, you do. You made noises.
Let me see.
Foolish mistake.
That is indeed a foolish mistake. Is this the one that materialized around the planet that eats other planets?
No.
Or is it the one after that? You gotta kickstart me. I can't start on my own. You know that.
I
That's why you
I
got to
just
start. I
described
never go
what
first.
happens in it.
But I didn't listen.
Hang on.
That's
listen.
why
Talking.
when you do this, I always have to open up BritBox and then I have to look at it and I have to bring it up and I have to go, oh yeah, that's what I watched because I can never remember.
Oh, my head hurts.
That's the way it works out for me. I'm just saying. So,
Let me know when you found the Armageddon factor, all right?
I'll do talking.
All right,
Shall I?
you do talking, please,
Please do
Dr.
talking,
Sinister,
for the love of
because
God.
it's your sort of affair, this.
Well, I'd like to start by saying that, in my opinion, Atrios is a paradise. Everyone's living underground, and there's nuclear war. It's fantastic.
And young men out there are dying for it.
the one.
Yeah. Yeah, we start in media res, I believe they call it.
Ooh. Culture on the flashing blade.
It's kind of a little bit criminal, really, that this is the only Doctor Who story that John Woodvine appears in.
That's a very fair comment. That is a very fair comment.
Because John Woodvine's a bloody good actor.
He plays the Marshal of Atrios.
Yeah.
You'll see him again in Edge of Darkness when we do that.
Mm-hmm.
Since there's no time to place him.
He's been in so much stuff.
He was in Knights of God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I just love
Which
Knights
we
of
won't
God.
be doing.
Anyway,
Because I can't.
yeah.
get rid of it.
So the funny thing with the Marshal
Yes.
is he's controlling a battle fleet of 6 ships, which have all got lost in their attack on Zeos. And he keeps talking to this thing in a mirror.
How the hell do you miss a planet?
It's actually quite clever because the Black Guardian's also after the key to time. And rather than faff around trying to find all the different bits, he's just gone straight to number 6 and he's waiting for the Doctor to turn up.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Which is, it's genius, really.
Yeah.
How
did he know that would be the last one the Doctor would go and pick up?
I assume I'm thinking it has to be assembled in some sort of
order.
certain
order, sort of thing, and the Guardians have to right. Okay.
And there's a lot going on in this story. So you've got the battle between the two planets. One Zeos is handily winning the fight because it's being run by a computer.
Oh, you've always wanted that.
You've got the Shadow's base in the middle, kind of manipulating stuff. There's a time loop where the Doctor and Romana fashion an ersatz sixth element of the key to time, which, Can
I just point out it's actually known
I love they jury-rigged the key to time. Yeah.
Sorry, what? What was that? What did you say?
Which one of us?
Sean? You.
Sean?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
Sean?
Siobhan, shut up. Just tell me what you said.
I said, popularly known as a chronic hysteresis.
Yeah.
All that fuss just for that.
And also, you've got the Doctor meets an old friend, and he seems to be thrown in at the last minute.
All right there, Thea.
You got Drax, yeah. K9 gets taken over. We've got the sixth element of the key to time is actually a person. Although in the book, the Doctor makes sure she ends up as a person again, but in the series that doesn't happen.
Which makes things a bit surprising come Destiny of the Daleks.
Yeah, in the book he says, I command all segments of the key to time to disperse apart from the sixth segment, which should return as Princess Astra or something or other.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen on the TV, which is a bit callous, really. The Black Guardian turns up and doesn't even pretend to try and look like the White Guardian. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to take in.
Then why does it feel padded?
Because we keep seeing the marshals saying fire.
That's a cheat.
Yes.
I was thinking basically lots of walking around dingy corridors that all look the same.
Now, I do have a childhood memory of this. And that is the scene where the Shadow has got K9 at his feet and K9's calling him Master.
Master.
The transmission cut out. And
oh my God, no.
And I remember as a small child thumping the telly and being told off. And then right at the end, we get introduced to the randomizer, and it is padded, but I have to say, it doesn't feel like a typical Doctor Who six-parter, which is a 4 episodes with 2 bolted on. It does feel a bit more coherent.
Did you like Marshall Shapp's Terry Scott?
Yeah, and
we'll explain that in a moment.
I've always admired the Eagle of Atrios logo. It looks suitably fascistic. I love it. I want it as a tattoo on my shoulder.
I know what you're getting for Christmas then.
Right.
Oh dear, Brian.
This had one of the best moments I consider in Doctor Who.
Oh, please.
When the Doctor runs across Drax, his old classmate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Doctor, of course, went on to get his degrees and stuff. Drax went out into the working force. He's been making a considerable living, being a fixer for jobs.
A dodgy living, which is how he got his accent. Did time in Brixton prison.
Here's my question. If this is the Doctor's, we'll go with 4th incarnation.
Oh, it's broken me. I'm sorry, it's
Since the
broken me.
theory started, we'll go with fourth incarnation. How does Drax recognize him?
Time Lords are able to do that.
All Time Lords can recognize each other.
Ah, okay.
Unless the plot requires that they don't, with Sacha Dhawan's master.
That always happens with the master. That's what I was going to say, right?
Or John Sims' master using satellites to keep that sense down.
Perception.
There's a scene in The Deadly Assassin where a couple of rando Time Lords are talking to each other, and they're in the middle of a conversation. They've been talking for a while, and one says, "I notice you've regenerated again." It's not a big topic for them, you know.
I feel sorry for him because he regenerated into being an old man.
Yeah.
Mind you, for them, how many thousands of years have passed between them? You know, it's
They may not have met for some millennia.
yeah, and probably not
Seemed
that
like a
bothered.
pretty dodgy system for prolonging your life, though. You could reincarnate basically as young, regenerate as old. Like, why would regeneration make you elderly?
Oh,
Did that ever explain?
Maybe you're just feeling the years. Remember, it's not the years; it's the mileage.
Mileage, I guess. Okay, so maybe that's
Or
what
maybe
it
you're
is.
feeling your mileage.
Each incarnation shows how much wear and tear the doctor's soul or whatever has had put upon it.
It does explain why most Time Lords end up going loony.
Interestingly enough,
hang on, I added something here, and yeah, the novelization of Attack of the Cybermen goes into the fact that, you know, one moment you've got a stentorous voice and you're able to command audiences, the next you're honking and squeaking like a youth, you know. So, sorry, that took some racking of my brain. I needed to get it out there. Next, please.
No problem.
the following story expands the regeneration mythos in an interesting way.
It does. You want to do the following story, don't you? Even though we
Well-
did it for Two Fan Dinosaurs not so long ago.
We've done it. So anyway, Brian was talking and I interrupted him as
No,
usual.
okay. The other thing is Lala Ward is in it.
Pre-that.
No, nothing. I mean, she gives a great performance. I do see her channel. What the hell did you do to that?
It's what he did to my
Please.
walker as well.
Smashed his glasses.
How
You're
dare
what?
you?
You folded
Those
my
glasses
walker into
cost
the
that muppet
swastika
money.
by accident. I haven't dared look. I haven't dared
wasn't
gone
good
to
anybody.
boot.
That's what happened.
Those were $400 glasses.
Now to teach
Not
that
anymore.
Muppet to get out of line.
So whilst he's doing that,
Never
he's
got the
putting
glasses off a Muppet. They go berserk.
He's putting my
They can.
wheelie walker thing, like Spanky's got, in the car for me up at Hooverville, and he's having trouble folding it up. And just as he put it in, I noticed somehow he made it look like the swastika.
Mm-hmm.
I've
a
no
good luck
idea
symbol.
how. Oh yeah, I can imagine if somebody opens up my car boot. By the way, what? It's,
You've got.
By the way,
is your
the fly's
fly
back.
I know the fly is back. Yes, I see you. Don't think I do. That was actually quite
So
funny.
Lala
I think-
Ward
oh,
was channeling a lot from her Vampire Circus acting.
I wouldn't know.
You haven't seen Vampire Circus?
If I have, it was many, many, many years ago.
Oh, it's on YouTube. I'll send you a link.
Nah, don't bother.
I know you'll never watch it,
I'll never
but
watch it.
I'll send it to you anyway. But no, she has that whole cold, hard gaze when she's taken over by the Shadow.
Right.
I have an interesting point to make about the Shadow.
He knows what lurks in the heart of men.
Well, very probably.
Yeah.
The name of the actor playing the Shadow is William Squire. Spanky? Sinister? William Squire plays the Shadow.
Billy Squire.
I'm not saying any more than that for the moment. This is going to come back, all right? Carry on, please, Brian.
Does he have a song out there, perhaps?
No, this is going to be one of your strange jokes you think is funny, aren't you? Go on.
I'm just going with the reference.
James Squire did Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings in the 1978 thing.
What? Oh,
He was
dear.
Hunter.
The actor? Yeah.
He was Hunter.
Well done,
Being a hunter too,
Sin.
right?
Oh, Andrew,
we go.
superb
Had to bring
feat
up
of
a
memory.
picture
That,
of him.
that hurt,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah, right. He was the Black Guardian,
That
right?
hurt. No, he was the Shadow, love.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The dingus bad guy.
He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
So it's the Black Guardian. You see, that's
Shah, Ayatollah, asshole,
yeah.
whatever.
He becomes
the
Hunter,
same. Yeah.
and
And then he goes from the bad guy here to Hunter. That's a pretty good career move,
no,
actually.
no, it's the other way around. I'm afraid it's very much the other way around. Hunter
I
first.
think it was kind of a step down from career-wise then, but you killed in one job. I guess you really don't have much choice in your next career option.
I mean, what a joyous job that must have been, standing there with a silly half mask over your face. And just go, oh, dear me, I don't know. Anyway, carry on, please, Brian.
Oh no, I'm done.
You sure?
Yeah,
Positive?
no, but hey, go
Oh.
ahead.
All right, then, okay. Spanky.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So
He's
we already
reminding
I thought
himself.
the part I really enjoyed was one, the jury rigging of the Key of Time to be to could stick that stuff in there and make it like work the way they wanted. I just thought that was cool. Trust the Doctor to be able to like ghetto up basically some kind of like Gallifreyan duct tape solution for the Key of Time, basically to kind of shoehorn it into. Yeah, we'll just make this, space sector repeat on a time loop every 6 seconds or something. That's kind of cool. The thing on the people's necks was like, because he could really just finger their collar, and I thought that was kind of cheap, but on Lala Ward it was cute, so fine, okay, sure. What else was there? I don't know, Sinister named pretty much everything that was cool. Trying to think of what else. The Shadow was
Yeah,
fun.
are you
K9,
saying
of
that
course,
Sinister is a
taken.
spotter of trends? Are you saying that
what?
Sinister is a spotter of trends?
No, he's got a keen eye for detail.
Oh, right, okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, where was I? I can't remember now. Oh, K9
Well,
getting
it
taken
helps
over.
with
That
the
was like
dictatorial.
everybody's
work,
moment. No, not K9. You know what I'm saying? That was like, as a kid, you're like, no. Anyway, he gets fixed. This is a couple of close ones for K9 in this storyline because like he almost gets incinerated and stuff, and like K9 has it rough this time around. Like I
Well,
feel bad for
it's his-
K9.
It's his creators who are writing, who are writing this. So
I'm saying, right? They really have it in for K9. He's
he's got to
He's a
have
better
peril of
agent
his
or
own,
something.
rather than just being a Swiss Army knife. He's got to have peril of his own. Give him a bit of
essentially right. So
Because he is a character. He's not just
he's a character, right? He needs better representation, I think.
damn
in
straight. Better
the
representation
backfield.
for
He needs
robot
he's a
dogs.
better agent, right? Get him more
I'd like
pay
to
and
see an
better role.
entire K9 story.
Not like that
You
Australian
can.
thing.
Not that awful, god awful thing you showed.
But yeah. But,
Hang on, man. Do you mean K9
third
and
one
Company?
was,
I
With
mean
Sarah
all
Jane
of it.
Smith? Because I've never shown you the Australian thing. You don't.
I'm
want
going
to
with
see
both.
You don't want to see the Australian thing.
I
K9 and
know. I've
Company,
seen the
yes, we do.
Australian thing. I don't want to see the. I don't want to see the Australian.
No. You're very wise, frankly. If
No, I mean, just you bring back K9 in the Russell T Davies series, and he does his thing, and then you get one episode of him just being K9, going out and doing stuff, and then he comes back to the Doctor, and it's off on another adventure.
Brian,
I'm fine with
you
that.
should listen. You should listen to the early Gallifrey Big Finish series,
'Cause there were
where
two
you
of them.
have two K9s talking to each other. It's not that great for those elements, to be honest with you.
Ah, dear. So I'm now remembering Longbarrow. Looms.
I wish they'd retool K9 now. Like bring him out and
No, you
reinstall him
can't.
as a
He's too
character.
iconic a shape now, and iconic a voice.
They could make a new K9. They could streamline the shape, and he could do cool stuff
Why?
like
Why-
fly
why-
around
why-
like
why-
the Daleks do. I mean,
Why change? Why change it?
why not? The
But
TARDIS
why?
keeps changing shape, but remains the TARDIS. K9 could change his shape a little bit and still remain K9.
Nah, I'm sorry.
a
They
fun
tried
character. I like
that in the Australian thing and with him
I
flying.
don't know
It
what
didn't
the
work
Australian
enough.
thing is.
Didn't
When I
work.
could talk about the Australian thing, the thing
Well,
that
it
Shinabi
didn't
did
work,
in
is what I'm
Australia.
saying.
I think they should make K9 green.
You just want your Dapol collection to be canon. You want
Yeah.
Davros, Michael Wisher, to somehow come back as Davros with both hands.
And 5-sided console.
Well, quite.
There you go.
It was still
So
really
I've got a
exciting.
question. I've got a question for everybody here.
Yes.
2 questions, in fact.
Oh.
Number 1,
Yes.
do we like the whole season as a running arc thing?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it made it. I mean, was this the first time? The first time they'd done it in Doctor Who,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it's the first time they
Yeah.
did the whole season like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was good. It was a good thing.
Seriously.
And secondly, I mean, some of it was loosely held together, like Androids of Tara. They find the key. They find the segment pretty damned early on, and then they just have an adventure for the hell of it.
And then you're on
one,
the
one hell of
thing,
an
right?
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. Secondly, what is your favorite? How would you rank the stories in this series?
Interesting.
Because I don't think there's a weak one really. And if you look at budget, obviously yes there is, but if you look at story, I don't think there is.
Okay, I probably have Rebos at the top, followed either by in joint second place Stones of Blood and Androids of Tara. Then in fourth place Pirate Planet.
4th?
Yeah. Fifth place.
Wow.
Well, remember, 2 and 3 are sharing the second spot. There isn't a number 3. So, I mean, you could say third, but anyway. Then Kroll, then finally Armageddon Factor. You don't seem impressed by that. Quite right, too. I needed someone to put the Pirate Planet, but I enjoy the David Fisher stuff.
I
I
Pirate
love the
Planet.
Rebus operation. You know, it's firing on all cylinders.
I think like Stones of Blood best out of this one.
No, fair enough. Do you want to know what we're doing next?
Power Crow was good too, though.
My apologies to you, Brian, because you and I have done this before. However, we've got the boys. So, we're watching An Unearthly Child.
Again?
We've not done that with you on the show.
What?
Vu.
Oh, we did. Wow. Did we not?
No, I think possibly
Talking about the
Brian.
concrete floor
Brian
and all
and
that
I
good
have definitely done it, possibly
We've
with
done
Eddie.
it.
We
Yeah.
did it on. We did the movie version.
Right.
That's what it was. But not the.
There isn't a movie version of An Unearthly Child, but
but you know what I'm talking about. That
yes, I
movie
do.
we did with the
Adventure
that
Through
kind of-
Time.
what
space.
I want to do is An Unearthly Child, the Daleks, Edge of Destruction, and that should take us up to the 59th anniversary. And then possibly we'll watch Adventure in Space and Time. So I'm trying to make sense of what we're doing. Yeah? You don't look convinced. No. Ah, dear.
Thought about that. Like it's a good idea to pick like viewing stints like that, like by a theme, right? Like episodes that explain regeneration.
Like your Silurathon.
like
It's
this-
theme.
the Slee Stackathon, damn it.
No, this is this is the start of Doctor Who. Basically, first 3
it is.
Doctor Who stories. So we'll do those.
We should probably save that till the new Who comes out.
Yoo-hoo. Nah. Let's do it whilst I remember. Quite frankly. Because you know what my memory's like. I struggle around hard enough to actually find a Doctor Who story that we haven't done to cover, even though there are plenty that we haven't done. But, yeah. So, there.
I need to turn
Anyway,
on here. Give me just a moment. I'm right back.
a third Doctor Who, possibly. I don't know. And I don't know if this is in the 70s or 80s either. Something like that. Anyway.
1984.
We're not the War Doctor. He's at Unit HQ. This is a season 11 story because we're looking at the new Big Finish set, Kaleidoscope. It's a Third Doctor six-parter featuring Tim Treloar as the Doctor, Sadie Miller as Sarah Jane Smith, and John Colshaw as Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. The hyphen is down to you. Let's find out now from Spanky if he actually managed to listen to it.
I managed to listen to about half of it. There was a lot. I fell asleep listening to it last night and then listened to it more this morning.
In that case, it must have permeated into your brain.
I liked it. I
like
liked
they
what's going
get
on
a
with the
choice.
Kaleidoscope.
Like
Right.
they get a choice.
And the whole hippie thing and
Well,
all
you
that.
can
was
always
kinda
ask New Boy.
The new boy, oh, he wouldn't give a damn. He's waiting for us to do Quatermass. So,
Oh, is he? We really should do.
I
like
got
Quatermass.
5 million years to Earth on the computer.
yeah,
throw that up.
there's a reason we can't do it with the new boy just yet. Just we have to
I
hang
mean,
on.
just ask him. What do you think we should review?
Is that still the Big Finish?
I'm sorry, folks, you don't get a say. Oh, what a
Thingy, whatever
shame.
thing.
This is a dictatorship.
I'll watch it. You tell me what to watch, I'll watch it.
Look at me caring. Basically, things are happening. Weird things are happening. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. A glowing thing has been found in the middle of a common. At the same time, Sarah Jane Smith's journalistic rival claims to have an actual spaceman called Kaleidoscope with her, who's been sent by the powers that be to save the planet Earth. Of course, it's not as simple as all that. And Alan Barnes' script keeps it going fairly well. There's a couple of bits and pieces that don't seem to connect properly with the main plot, though I guess it has... especially the initial thing with the crystalline snow. That just seemed to be a slight disconnect there. I may need to go back and re-listen to it. I'm not sure. But aside from that, it chugs along really well. There's a lovely, as we were saying, there's a lovely twist at the end of part 4, which gives us 2 extra episodes of story. The cast, Tim. Excuse me.
You okay?
Tim Treloar.
There is no dying on the show.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
not
don't
loud.
know. My humour does all the time. Tim Treloar, best performance, I think, so far as the Third Doctor. Sadie Miller's
that
best
who's doing it?
performance as her mum's character, Sarah Jane Smith. And I can't believe I'm saying this. This is John Culshaw's best performance as the Brigadier. It's uncanny. I mean, every now and again in some of the other productions, you can hear John in it. Not this time. Not this time. He eliminated that factor. So the cast are absolutely superb. The music's fine. Very period specific. Little complaint, the kaleidoscope. What is wrong with me?
Told you, no dying.
The kaleidoscope episode, possibly a little bit.
Right. Are we going to be in the news tomorrow because one of the presenters has died on air?
Oh, I do
I'm
hope
saying you don't
We
really
should be
wanna have
getting
that
huge
happen.
ratings for this.
Well,
Yeah.
we've only got 3 viewers tonight, and I think that's you guys.
We got 5.
Oh, according to
5.
this, it says 3.
But if we
Yeah,
If
the,
we put you on
the
Facebook
kaleidoscope
dying, I mean,
episode
you do.
was a bit one step. That was too self-indulgent, I'm afraid. Basically, kaleidoscope is if I don't know if Sinister remembers watching a TV program called Sky on ITV by I think Bob Baker and Dave Martin. That hippie child that comes to Earth, and it's essentially Sky.
I don't watch commercial television.
Well, quite right too. I mean, you know, we're not common. So, yeah. I really enjoyed this. this worked really well. The pacing was good, which for a six-parter is very important. These longer stories that they're doing, they really are starting to work out really well. So, Spanky, from what you heard, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. I like they were good at pulling in a lot of the character play that you saw back in the day from then, like the things. It wasn't all just the doctor, like the sort of pissing contest between the brigadier and his Air Force counterpart when he goes and shoots down the UFO, right? And he refuses to talk to him on the phone and stuff. Like that kind of petty military infighting kind of thing adds that note of realism that, really what did happen back in the day. And like that would totally be how an interstellar war would start, because one general doesn't want to talk to another and blows up, a UFO that's like trying to land in peace or something. Like, I'll get this, or something stupid like that. Like then Doctor Who getting outed by a reporter and stuff. That was pretty, just I thought it was pretty good. It had a lot of cool stuff to it. And they did a really good job with the voices, like you said. I thought that I didn't know it was Sadie Miller doing Elizabeth Sladen's traditional part. I know she wasn't she in the...
That's a grand compliment, because that's her mother. Liz Sladen was her mother.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Weren't they in like the Sarah Jane and K9 show or something? Wasn't she in...
I don't know.
Sadie Miller, wasn't she in
I
some
don't
other
know.
show with her or something?
If she was in there, it would have been a guest appearance rather than a regular.
Right.
So I genuinely couldn't answer that. I'm not great. I enjoyed the Sarah Jane Adventures. I've still got the last couple to watch.
I know she's
too
done
young
the...
for me.
Yeah, she does the who is it? Natalie Redfern in the Sarah Jane Smith audio series, apparently by Big Finish. So I guess she's getting a lot of play like that. That's kind of cool. I didn't know it was her daughter. That's pretty awesome. Keep it in the family.
Mhm.
That's a good thing.
It's not the only one they've done. Caroline John's daughter plays Liz Shaw now, which the role her mother played. And
Every once in a while, you
she's
see
nailed
Hollywood
it. She's
slash
absolutely nailed it.
those, those powers that be get that right, like they did with was it The Big Bang Theory, and then the Sheldon TV show. They got the daughter of the woman who was his mother in The Big Bang Theory
Yes.
to play the mom
Yeah.
as she was young, and that was like she crushed the role. Like it was great.
Yeah.
Apparently, the daughter here is just crushing it. So cool. That's just awesome.
It's her best time out the gate, quite frankly.
Huh? And this is a good thing. I mean, it's cool also to see something like this get kind of handed down like that, and through a family, because I'm sure she grew up as a kid watching Doctor Who and stuff, and now she gets to be a part of it, and that's got to be cool.
I know she's been aware of her mother's Doctor Who connection. I mean, she was in the documentary 30 Years in the TARDIS back in 1993 when she was a kid. They dressed her up in Sarah's outfit and gave her a stuffed owl, which was funny.
Yeah, no, I just know no kid would like hear their parent was on TV or something and not, take it upon themselves to investigate to some degree, no matter what. Yeah.
A certain actor of our acquaintance plays several roles in this.
Oh,
Yes, he gives good nanobot, and I can't really give away the main character he plays because that's going to give away some of the plot. Suffice to say, he has to put an accent on. But he's very good at it.
that would be Mark Elstub.
No,
Elstop playing the nanobots.
no,
Hmm.
no. Keep looking.
He was the other general. I remember that. I don't see too many people. Oh, the new boy.
Yes, the new boy.
He was also nanobots. Good for him.
I complimented him on his nanobots. I thought
We
that
love the
was
new
very
boy.
good. He went method
And-
for it.
New boy, if you're listening, Siobhan loves your conversations.
I do.
She looks forward to them. She tells us so often how much she looks forward to them.
I genuinely,
She can't get enough.
I mean, I know I take the mickey, but I genuinely do enjoy them. I laugh. It's 3 hours of laughter. It's, it's just, I'm looking forward to my birthday because at the very least, there'll be me, Noonan, Adamant, and Sinister. And it'll get rather loud and raucous. I think.
Your birthday. What day is that?
Saturday.
You told me. This Saturday?
No.
What Saturday?
Uh,
Spit it out, hooker.
19th.
The 19th of this month. Okay.
November. Which
Yeah, this
isn't-
coming month, right?
No, you said this month, not this
This
coming
month,
month.
but it's the 30th. There's no way it's going to be the 19th of this actual month.
Well,
This
I
month
was
means-
going to say, but it was still incorrect.
Well, that's okay.
Don't trigger me.
I'm going to trigger you. I'm going to do so much worse than trigger you. I'm going to marry you just so I can spouse abuse you and then do one of those tawdry fucking celebrity divorces that gets all over the internet.
Which one of us is the celebrity?
One of us is going to have to get famous in between now and then.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
I'll
no,
put that
that's
on
going to
you,
have to be
'cause I'm
you.
a slacker.
I'm sorry,
I'm way
that's
too-
going to have to
way
be
too-
you.
Way too
But
slack.
Siobhan, you have the OnlyFans.
Oh, there it is, right? Your OnlyFans page will do it. That's
There
it.
is no
Mhm.
OnlyFans page. I'm sorry. I hate to break it
Oh,
to
yes,
you.
there is. Don't believe her. It's just all cats. Cat
Just
butt.
cat's ass.
There is
Cat
no
ass.
OnlyFans. It's far. That's effort.
Oh,
I'm not
cat butts.
doing anything that involves effort. Sod that. If you get a chance.
$10.99 for an hour and a half of cat butt. Mhm.
Moving on, please. Yeah, I'd recommend listening to the rest of it if you can, Spanky.
Oh, I
But
do.
there will
Every
be
time.
another big finish along
Yeah.
shortly.
It was surprisingly long. You were right. It was long. It was like they took the usual 3 or 4 parter and mashed it all into one, and then threw another part on.
Yep, there's a
That was
six-parter.
cool.
It's
Mhm.
which is very much of its time. The previous
I
one,
like they did a pretty good job for audio only, setting it in the like 60s, early 70s or whatever there.
70s or 80s. It's
No 80s
not,
for sure, right?
No,
All
no,
those
no, no, no,
hippies
no, no, no,
and
no,
whatnot.
no. It's 70s or 80s. It's not confirmed. Unit dating
Really?
is fucked.
Yeah,
Utterly
that's true.
fucked. It could be either. At some stage, Dr. Sinister will be holding a symposium on unit dating on this channel. And
No, I was just referring to all the, the verbal cues and things they give led everyone to believe that this would be a 70s time setting. That's all. At least
enough.
when I got from the first 4 parts I listened to or whatever.
right, moving on. Don't know what next week's big finish is going to be, but there'll be a big finish.
Love you, Big Finish.
Forgive me a second.
coming,
There's something I need to say here.
Mm-hmm.
Dear, darling Nicholas Briggs, I'm not saying you want to kill me. All right? Just to make that absolutely clear. I'm not saying you want to kill me. I am saying that Big Finish as a company are trying to kill me with the sheer amount of their output. But I'm not saying that you're trying to kill me.
It's just Jason's fault.
Quite.
Did you not get the memo? This is personal.
He has a masochistic streak. This is her asking you to keep it coming.
Something, I don't know, something somewhere must have got misreported back to him, but he thinks I think that he wants to kill me. It's just that...
I didn't think he
He's gonna
wanted
have
to
to
kill
join
you.
the
I thought he
queue.
just wanted to strain you.
It just makes me wonder, why do I bother making jokes?
Hmm?
You know?
I don't know. You're shit at it, so you should stop.
Yeah, that's true. Right then, next up, space, above and beyond. I'm having nothing to do with this. I might even go and make another cup of hot chocolate. I hope you don't find me rude to do so, but I haven't watched it. Have any of you watched it?
Which one was it this time?
Okay, I'm going to leave you to it.
Anybody
I'm gonna
remember
go
what
and
the
make a
episode
cup
was?
of coffee.
Was it
Sinister, you want this one?
River of Stars?
I can summarize this in one sentence. Damphus is part of a patrol on a planet. She's with a bunch of guys we've never met before, so they're going to die. She says, don't go down that hole. They go, fuck
That's her.
you. They go down the hole. They get killed. Then this guy rocks up on the ship and says, I think you're a psychic person. And did your father sexually assault you? I don't know what that's got to do with anything.
Makes a bunch of wildly inappropriate comments. Yeah.
And then goes on a mission. She sees visions again. Psychic man dies. End of story.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Not a whole lot to write home about with this one, is there?
Not a lot to write home about. Obviously trying to get some X-Files stuff kind of squeezed in here.
Well, it's Fox in the 90s. If it doesn't have X-Files in it, it doesn't have a place on Fox.
I'm assuming had we gone to more series, we might have seen some development of this and she might have become the group's psychic, but
I found it a refreshing lack of West.
very much so.
Yeah.
I
And
thought it was lovely.
interesting that Danfoos got a bit of development because she's been ignored so far.
Except that we know she has a mandibular issue. Right. That was her. That was the sum of her character development.
And she
to this
knows
point.
nuclear engineering.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because most grunts know nuclear engineering.
Yeah, and of course, people with nuclear engineering degrees, they're the sort of people you're going to throw in as cannon fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those guys up front to catch bullets, right?
They're like 10 a penny. Nuclear engineers are 10 a penny.
So this was what's his name? Richard Kind, the actor, is the one
Yeah.
who is basically interrogating her and pushing the psychic business at her.
Yeah.
This was his like coming into the heyday of his career or whatever, because he ended up with what Mad About You and Spin City, I think, was probably his biggest thing, right? Where he plays the sort of corrupt lawyer. He always plays a sort of morally corrupt individual. And he basically plays the same guy every time.
It
would be hard to say
character
he's
actor.
not typecast, but he doesn't have a type.
That's his type, the sort of morally bankrupt, kind of hypochondriac, possible shady
yeah.
con man, whatever
Yeah.
type. Like,
which makes you think, I don't think he's acting. I think he's just being himself.
right? That's what I'm
He's
saying.
just reading the script.
He's just being himself, and that was like his time to shine for being himself, and that was like,
Yeah.
why he got all these gigs basically, because he was like at Stargate and a few other things too, if I remember. He had a lot of like
He's
minor
made the
appearances
rounds.
on things, like
He-
2.5 Men and
He's
with
one of
that,
those actors that you
other
go,
stuff.
oh, it's that guy,
That
and you
guy,
can
right.
never remember who he is, but you know he's been in loads of stuff.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's oh god, what was the one? There's him and that bald-headed guy with the glasses that's real tall, and they always go, "We want a guy with this character quality." And but if that guy goes for the job, yeah, but we don't actually want him, and they want somebody else. Like, that's gotta suck showing up when they say they want a guy with your quality, but not you.
Not you. Yeah. So not as good as last week's episode, anyway.
No.
No.
What's
Less West though,
next
that
week's
was good.
episode?
West didn't die. That was the bad thing though. So sorry, I interrupted you. You were talking. My apologies.
What's next
Please
week's
continue.
episode? The Angriest Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that one of a two-parter again?
Probably is. I'm thinking it has to deal with the Colonel.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is this the one where he gets? There's a story where he gets back in a fighter. I know that
I
much.
think this might be it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Does West die?
Is it the one with Chiggy von Richthofen?
Oh, I hope so. I love Chiggy von Richthofen.
Yeah.
Was the
That-
Jiggy Iron
so-
Ace or something? Yeah.
That's the thing. I know we're getting ahead of
Yeah,
ourselves.
this is Chiggy von Richthofen.
Yeah.
Chiggy von Richthofen was fucking blatantly ripped off in Battlestar Galactica with Scar.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Totally.
I'd forgotten about Scar.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds
Been
me.
ripped off in a lot of shows though.
Brian,
Well,
Natasha Romanova. Yeah, Black Widow.
Oh, you're gonna do this
back
now.
on that. Okay,
You
yes.
hooker.
Okay.
She does have a variant of the super soldier
Yes.
serum. That's
Is
why
that
she
from
was
the
in
comics?
1938 Madripoor with Wolverine and Captain America.
Right. Okay, someone has lied to me then.
I tried to set you straight, and you wouldn't listen.
MCU one does not have it.
What is MCU1?
It's the movies.
Oh, MCU.
movie,
Sorry.
MCU.
No. I was talking about the comics.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
the
talking about
comics she
comics.
has it.
The
'Cause-
comics, the only thing that matters.
right then, I got
Read
that
the
wrong.
comics, you fucking casual.
Yeah.
If I could move, if I could move my webcam safely, I would show you your inheritance, Brian. However, you're going to have to
God.
pay. You're going to have to pay shipping. You can't leave it to Adam. You have no idea what you're getting. Hundreds.
Oh, you have no idea what I already have.
Hundreds of Marvel hardbacks.
I used to invest in those.
Put it this
Had
way,
them
Brian.
all to my son last year.
Put it this way, Brian. She was reviewing them 8 years ago when we did the original Vidiprog.
Okay.
And I hate to think how many she's had since then.
Well,
Oh, dear
there was
God.
only supposed to be 100. Now it's over 300.
At some point, I'll take a picture of my closet with all the comic book boxes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that,
gave him, I think, 4 long boxes and 16 short boxes just to graphic novels.
6
It was
long
comics,
boxes,
And I'm
and I
guessing you've all
want to
seen.
say 12 of the short boxes, but they're magazine size, so that I
Yeah.
can put the RPG books in them.
2 8-foot-long shelves full.
I'm assuming
And that's
you've all
just
seen.
one of the collections. There's more than one Marvel
Third
hardback
time,
collection.
Doc. Let Sinister speak, you hookers. Go ahead, man.
I assume you've all seen pictures of my second garage stuffed full of Lego.
Yes.
I have visited it.
Legoland,
Dude,
Sinister.
you're living the dream, man. You're living
I
the dream.
I've got a loft full of Doctor Who books. I've got a garage full of Action Man toys, and I've got a second garage full of Lego, and that's not even all of my stuff. The bookcase behind me is full of Star Wars EU, pre-Disney.
Nice.
It's like, I think I've got a problem.
Wait, do you have the R.A. Salvatore drops the moon on Chewie book?
Yeah, I got all that. Yeah,
That son of a bitch.
Right, anyway, moving
I
on. Oh.
I met Michael Stackpole once when I was in the States, and I fan gushed all over him.
Ooh.
Oh, that
Wow.
happened.
Did you give him a towel afterwards?
Yeah, don't be,
Did
don't
you
be embarrassed.
squee?
It happened.
I've got a photo of me with him somewhere.
Oh dear. Right. Anyway, I'm not. Fuck knows. Right. Moving on. Brian, what would you like to review for us this week?
Whatever.
There you go.
Effort, child. Effort.
I've been watching the Tolkien, the Amazon Rings of Power lately.
and
That's good stuff. We could do
If
that.
you remove everything you know about Tolkien from it,
right. So I'm all right
if
then.
you just view it as a generic sci-fi show,
Hello.
fantasy,
Yeah.
it's good.
Ah.
However, if you are there for
You're a
the
purist.
Tolkien,
Must
You're
have
out
talked to
of
Stephen Colbert about that.
yeah. Stephen Colbert would be yelling at the TV, much like Jessica is
Yeah.
when she watches it.
Oh dear.
you know.
That's yeah. I've never been into Tolkien.
I tried.
Yeah, I got as far as Tom Bombadil and went, "Oh, you're fucking off your tits, mate."
I
Just
got
stopped.
I got as far as an 8-page dissertation on the Elvish language and fucking checked out.
I have the ability to divorce myself from canon so I can watch something like this and not get pissed off because of all the very bad comic book movies and
And yet you still think it's real.
no, because of the comic book movies. This is fantasy. This is
You
not
have to
found
divorce
footage.
yourself from canon, or you can't watch.
Are you
anything
saying that you
animated
actually do know the
that's deeply or-
difference?
Yes.
Right, we're going to have to ask Greta.
Oh,
to
do not
confirm.
get me started on that abomination that is the fucking new Interview with the Vampire series.
My
Oh, I'm
R2
not going
never
there.
had that third leg.
The only reason
Brian?
this goddamn series was made
That
was
was-
over
Brian?
Anne Rice's dead
Can
body.
can you tell us about the new Interview with the Vampire series?
I will
please?
be more than happy to.
Yeah.
It
They obviously
fucking
never read the
sucks.
book. Yeah. They obviously never read the book and do not understand Lestat at all. So
Yeah.
it's not worth
Yeah.
watching. Yeah.
Characterization out the window. It's set in a different time period. The only way this was made was over Anne's dead body, and
Yeah, basically.
she is dead. So
She's dead, so
Did they call it Podcast with a Vampire?
it
I
should have
wish.
been. It really should have been.
it should have been, because then I wouldn't have to watch this god awful
Mhm.
piece of shit.
I'm such a continuity nerd that I haven't watched Discovery past series 1. I haven't watched Picard. I've only watched a few episodes of Lower Decks. I
Mm.
haven't watched Strange New Worlds. I cannot bring myself to watch a show that so willingly disposes of its visual language in such a way that it just doesn't seem to give a fuck.
Mm.
It's
See,
interesting
I'm okay
because
with
some of
Picard
the,
because it's set in the future. It's after TNG. The only callbacks are he brings in, whomever. That's fine with me.
plenty of cat's ass for you tonight.
I'm okay
Okay,
with
yeah.
Lower Decks because who the hell cares? It's a goddamn cartoon. Enjoy the laughs. Discovery? Yeah, no.
Mm.
Out.
I'm assuming Lower Decks is not meant to be canon.
The thing
No.
is, they're going to be making it canon. They're going to have a
Really?
crossover between Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Discovery at some point.
But Lower Decks is
Yeah.
so patently fucking ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah. But it calls them out on every single thing they do.
Every cliche.
Every
That's cool,
cliche, everything on TV tropes that they pull off.
So is Lower Decks someone else's retelling of events that did happen, but not quite in the way they are depicted?
No, it's all new. It's all new bullshit.
Yeah.
No. What I mean is,
No,
is
is the series essentially somebody talking about things that happened, but
Yeah.
we don't know that's the case yet.
Probably,
Because-
yeah.
because it's so. And I'm not criticizing it for this. It is so ridiculous because it's a comedy. You can't possibly say these events happened as they are depicted.
It's more like that shitty private the platoon all dumps on because he's such a shit bird, bitching and moaning about the kinds of things the platoon went through. I think it's more like that kind of perspective type of thing than, oh, this is, the adventures of the name characters and all this, that, and the other. It's more the, watch this peckerhead kind of thing. But
It's a drunk
Few episodes I've
retelling of
seen.
adventures that happened.
Yeah,
Right then.
pretty much.
but it's cool they call themselves out on their own bullshit. That's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
that's just amusing. But that shows like that
They
need to have a
spend
pin
an
poked in
entire
them every once in a
episode on
while.
transporter accidents.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Okay.
They
Right
really do
then.
need to do a thing on that, on why, whether it's a suicide machine or not, or why
Oh,
isn't
it's
it
a total
suicide machine?
suicide
Or,
machine.
ugh, yeah. So
Right then.
we'll just keep your pattern in
Starfleet
the
is a
buffer.
death
And
cult.
here's the
Yes,
thing. No,
exactly.
I think if you have a
They're a
pattern in
happy,
the buffer,
cheery death cult.
can I just send that pattern to like 8 different transporters and make 8 Captain Kirks or something? And
Yeah,
like, boom, here we
why
go.
the
Yeah,
hell
right?
not?
What's the
No.
difference? Yeah.
You do that with the Orion Green slave girls.
Yes, exactly. And just make
Prevert.
a harem. Boom, instantly. Yeah.
Hey,
Totally.
Kirk would like it.
Uh-huh.
Kirk would be
Yeah,
there
yeah.
for it.
You be all over there. Na-na-na-na-na. Bump, 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 bump. That's the Star Wars porn.
Da,
thing, right?
da, 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 da,
Bump,
da,
bump,
da,
bump,
da.
bump, 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 and that's because the bump, bump, bump is when they're, knocking boots. That's it.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but
But what about
I
the-
prefer the incidentals to the animated. I prefer the incidentals to the animated series. I can hum those for you if you like.
I just think it's
Right,
they're
moving on.
funny.
We are moving on.
Apparently, we're moving on.
We're moving on.
Da, da.
Dear bod. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Colonel Leslie's back as Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
and Callan don't like him, and he don't like Callan.
How long are you here for?
Yeah. Yes, I know you got. Oh, you're a cutie pie. Sorry, I have cat. And
Yes, you have cat.
basically, there's a low-level father and daughter Russian spy cell. All they are couriers. They just do dead mail drops, and that's about it. But
Nice people die at home, right?
Yep. But Hunter is convinced they can lure somebody else out, their controller, who happens to be the man who shot Callan's girlfriend by accident when he was aiming for Callan.
So when Callan has a score to settle with. Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And so the father and daughter, they run a pet shop in one of the little market parts of London. I don't know, generic. And the old man, he's not well. He's probably not going to last for 6 months. And, sorry, hang on. And, yeah, apologies. Somebody take over, please.
Callan goes in and pretends to be this dude who's just flown in from Moscow or somewhere, and the marshals, as they're known, are taken in by him. But he's really obviously there to get to the other guy. It's a revenge thing for him, and
He's their replacement because they're leaving.
yeah, that's the way he makes it out. Is that they just want to go home now. But basically, because their usefulness has come to an end, they're also targets.
The typical Russian retirement plan. They think they'll go, on a holiday and then scooch to Russia, and actually there'll be an accident.
They'll fall out of a
And
window
they're going to jump out of a hospital window.
Basically, yeah. And they're
because hospitals are very dangerous places, as
They're
we all know.
notorious.
notorious
Especially in
for
Russia.
deaths by falling.
That's
To
the
the
problem is they
Soviets,
make,
Russia hospital kill you.
that's right. And they make all those windowsills out of banana peels, and no
Well,
safety
the thing
glass or
is,
anything,
most of
right?
these guys are members of the Harold Lloyd Appreciation Society,
Exactly.
and they're trying to reenact some of his greatest stunts. But the man's dead, so they don't know how he did them. That's what's happening. I guarantee you ask Vladimir Putin, he'll tell you. Just don't have a cup of tea.
I'm going to respectfully decline your invitation to talk to Vladimir Putin.
You're just jealous.
I would talk to him.
Actually,
At
I say
gunpoint.
you're just jealous.
sharp
Hang on a
object
moment.
within arm's
You
reach.
can't be jealous of Putin quite simply because he's fucking it up left, right, and centre.
That was disdain, not
I
jealousy.
mean, surely
That's
when you have
thing.
your annual Evil Geniuses of the World convention,
He's not there.
well,
he's not
he
there.
must have been blackballed. He
He's
must
not
have
a
been.
member anymore.
Dear
He's
me.
he's let us down.
Everything that Vladimir Putin does, Sinister looks at him and goes, fucking amateur.
Amateur. That's it, right?
He
he's
hasn't,
an
declared, he hasn't declared war on Mars yet.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Sinister has,
Mm-hmm.
just in case. Basically, just
We're
in
at a
case.
permanent state of war with Mars.
Yep.
With Mars.
Well, you're...
By the way,
you're-
Mars, if you're picking up these transmissions somehow, it's a joke. On Earth, we have these things. Oh, shit.
Their artillery shot that landed on Christmas or whatever a few days ago actually was pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Woking.
Woking.
In New Jersey.
Yeah.
Some people would have us
Bombing
believe
the
that
equator.
Mars is exclusively populated by robots.
No one would have believed that's the case.
Well,
I'm glad
population
you
of
got
robots
that.
is
The
now,
other
what,
two bloody
half a
wouldn't
dozen?
have done.
So, yeah.
Oh dear, the world at war with the, Jeff Lynne War with the World desert around here with these guys.
No, I love War of the Worlds.
What, the Jeff Lynne musical
No,
version.
just in general, the original
Oh,
broadcast.
no. The canon version, like the album version of Genesis of the Daleks, the canon version of All the Worlds is the Jeff Wayne. Jeff Wayne's musical version of I was going to say Day of the Triffids, but that was Brian Penn.
The
War of the
reason-
Worlds.
See, I every year listen to Orson Welles. So
Yeah. Orson
That's fair
Welles.
enough. I'm currently watching. I just watched
That's
The Third Man. I'm currently watching Citizen Kane for the first time. So
Wow.
it's the sled.
Yeah.
She's muted.
Spoilers.
again.
Your
Yeah.
sound's gone. Your
Don't
sound's
tell her.
gone.
Don't
dear.
what
worry.
if I didn't know?
You knew it. It's been out since 1928.
Well, there's
Get
an
over
awful
it.
lot I
Right.
don't know about.
If we're talking Citizen Kane,
Yeah.
can I just point out a massive fucking plot hole in Citizen
No
Kane?
spoilers, please.
Take your headphones off, dear.
There
He
you go.
drops the globe and says Rosebud,
Mm-hmm.
and then the nurse walks in. She didn't hear him saying
Right.
Rosebud. She wasn't
Right.
in the fucking room.
How's she
Yep.
gonna know what the last fucking word is, right?
Exactly. It's
Mhm.
BS.
So anyway,
Mhm.
back to Interview with the Vampire. It's beautifully written. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Some parts of it are beautifully written. It's well acted.
Ichiban.
The setting is awesome. I mean, the sets are fantastic, and they go all out on it. But yeah, fuck that show. If it didn't have
Just a
Interview
moment,
with
I'll
the
be right back.
Vampire stacked on top of it, I'd watch it every week. It does.
Right.
Fuck him.
Right.
I mean, really, we should tell Auntie that we're done talking about this, but you know, this is
Yeah,
just
it's
more
fun. It's fun just to keep going. You know.
Exactly. This is payback
Yeah.
for that mask bit.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you've not been watching the Game of Thrones thingy, no?
That's next on the list.
Okay. Right.
I originally started watching it, then I got to episode 2 where the king was about to date the 12-year-old girl that was
Yeah.
his cousin, and I just checked the fuck out.
Hmm.
That just didn't sit with me.
No, it's just titillation, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know what? It's not even titillation at that point. I mean,
No.
she's what, 10? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do kind of want to see some of it.
Did you watch Andor this week?
I haven't
Okay,
seen
so-
Andor. I've missed 2 episodes.
Oh man. Okay. Right. You need to get up to speed.
The last one I saw was the bank job.
The raid. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit's hit the fan now.
Nice.
There's a lot of very pissed off Imperials.
Well, yeah, I mean, the rebellion finally has funding.
Yeah, it's not even that so much. It's just the fact that it happened, and they massively overreact.
Well,
Which is
it made
what-
them look weak.
Yeah, and essentially, you kind of see the military kind of taking over now,
Yeah.
and that's where it all goes to shit.
Well, that's right about. I mean, right after Rogue One in New Hope, isn't that when Palpatine dissolves the Senate?
Yeah, primarily because I think he uses the fact that Leia is a rebel as an excuse to shut the Senate down. Yeah. So, how long are we going to keep this going?
I don't know.
That's probably
I'm
long enough.
enjoying this. This is torturing her.
Let's all wave. So anyway, that was Citizen Kane.
Right. This pleases me. That's twice tonight you've held sections on your own.
Mhm.
Very soon you won't
don't
be
know- you
needing
don't-
me at all.
You don't know the half of it.
God, remember it's my good name up here on this thing.
Your what name?
Good name.
What name?
Name? Your what name? Say that again.
I think
What?
I-
With a
what?
straight face this
listen,
time.
I got told this week I was unpretentious and down to earth. Load of bollocks, but there we go. That's what I got
Did
told.
their nose grow when they said it?
I don't know.
Were they hit by lightning?
I have to admit, I haven't really stopped laughing since.
Wait, was this on a piece of psychic paper?
Graham McDonald, bus driver. Right. Who hasn't said anything about Callan yet?
Did we speak? Did everybody speak? I don't
know.
remember if
I
anybody
I
spoke about
don't know
Callan.
anything's had a chance to speak yet. No, so go on, Spanky. You love Callan. Go on.
I do love Callan. Nice people die at home. It was great. Callan gets sort of revenge. That was the only problem I had with this, was at the end where he's got his gun in the guy's face. He can get his revenge, but then they try and make him have like some weird compunction about hurting him so the guy can flip him shit for being weak or something, and that's not Callan. He doesn't have a problem getting the job done, and even though he's not, he can be cruel. He doesn't use cruelty for cruelty's sake. He uses it to get the job done.
But this was personal.
But this was personal, and Callan totally would have offed that guy and probably would have gut shot him first and let him bleed out rather than just letting him bleed out because the girl shot him. He'd have put one in his knee or something. He would have let him know, this is for me, for her, you jackass. But they didn't do that, and I that was the one time I've ever had a problem with the series that I could ever remember that they were kind of unfaithful to the character.
That's a very
But
interesting
the rest
point.
of it,
I
yeah, the
would
rest
be-
of it was
Yeah.
really good. I mean, he portrays the incoming agent because they snatch him at the airport.
they do.
He takes the guy's place, goes and takes his place, and
What
does a
do you
fair
think
job
of Toby
pretending
Mears'
to be him.
interrogation techniques?
Toby Mears'
love the golf
interrogation
ball.
technique, the golf ball versus the gun, I thought was, that's a step up. You go from the gun to golf. There, yeah, it's good.
Can I just point out though that Mears was firing a 6-inch barrel 357 Magnum right next to Hunter, and Hunter could still hear him talking afterwards.
Right.
in
Which
a
was
room.
something.
No. He would be as deaf as a lamppost.
Yes, he would. In a small area like that, it would just hammer your eardrums so bad.
Have we finished
Yeah,
with our
so,
ballistic talk?
Well, that's the difference between, shooting movie,
And shooting
bang
guns.
loads or whatever, they're little blank loads versus
We
any
don't
kind of
we
real
don't do
shell.
guns over here, all right?
I know.
It's that simple. We're civilized.
I, would
I
go
know
that
about
far.
guns. I just don't own one.
There you have it. Mhm.
Get him on, sucks. Arthur!
I do agree with you. I think
Arthur, my love.
they bottled it. They didn't want to show him shooting the guy in the face.
Right.
It's
Sorry,
like
please excuse me a
Callan was winding himself up to do it, and I
Uh-huh.
don't think he needed the excuse to wind
He
himself
didn't
up.
need the
to do it.
excuse, right? That was my point, right? He
Yeah,
wouldn't need the
and
excuse.
and then the guy just dies, and
then
I
he
thought
dies, right?
it was a bit of a cop out. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, he would have punched him in his bullet wound a few times or something. He would have made the guy
I would
suffer.
have, if I'd been Callan, I would have kneecapped the bastard, probably
Mhm.
shot him in the stomach, and then left him.
Something.
Forgive
Absolutely.
me, my missing cat has just returned.
There you
The
go.
one that went missing when?
About 3 days ago. We've had
Oh.
heavy rain
Oh.
and fireworks and whatever. And he's finally come home. He's very nervous, so I think he's had it a bit rough. But he's
I just
eating at the
put
moment.
Ichiban outside. We'll see what happens.
Anyway, yes,
He's running loose.
it's an interesting one. This one. Keep a note of the actor Harry Taub, who played the old man at the pet shop. You will see him again, and also, in case you didn't realise, yes, he is Mr. McDermott who gets eaten by a plastic chair. Just thought you should know that. Next week's Callan. By the way, boys, did you enjoy it? What's the thumb situation with that?
It gets a thumbs up.
Yeah,
'Cause he still gets to kind of flip it in Hunter's face, with the you're gonna let him go, you prick, because otherwise you don't get this.
Yeah.
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 I thought that was good.
I
So-
think this particular hunter would have had enough of Callan's shit by now and have just
By then,
fucking
and probably
killed
would
him.
have capped him. Yeah.
The trouble
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
Callan has said, "You try anything funny, old son, and I'll kill you." So it's a case of whoever
Yeah.
can get to whoever first.
Who gets who first, right?
Well,
Mears isn't good enough to kill Callan, honestly.
I don't
but he's
think
got
at
other
any
guys.
chance Hunter would be able to kill Callan, because without Callan, there's no show.
Yeah, that too.
Good point. Well made.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that,
You don't get a
Um,
say on this, Brian.
what Siobhan, help me out here. What's the series? There's been a murder. What's that one?
A mother.
Scottish
Hey,
thing.
Taggart.
Right. Having said that, Brian, there was a series called Taggart, and the actor died, and they carried on making a series called Taggart, even though there was no character called Taggart anymore.
Yeah.
I got a better one for you.
Oh, please.
Blake 7.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
Very,
There's one of
very
those, too.
fair.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Blake with no Blake, right?
Yeah, man. Oh, dear. So, next week, Death of a Hunter. I wonder what will happen in that.
Everyone
Won't
gets
give you a
on.
hint. No one can eat just one. Oh.
Everyone gets on swimmingly. There's no
Yes.
guns,
Yeah.
and they all live. They all go for a picnic.
Oh,
Got
that's
their picnic
so
in the park.
lovely.
Everybody's happy.
All I'm going to
There's
say
ponies
is
and stuff.
this is the last episode of season 2, or
And
series
then
2,
we're in
rather.
colour.
And then we're into colour.
And
Say
then we're into
goodbye to Toby Mears this week.
Oh,
Oh, be patient.
Or Mears.
He has to go off and film Colditz.
oh.
A second series of
Alas, poor
Colditz.
Toby.
Which we are going to do, actually. We're going to do Colditz at some stage because it's good.
I'm surprised we haven't done Sapphire yet. Sapphire and Steel or whatever.
we have.
We have.
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
missed
You
it.
weren't,
When we
you
first
weren't on
started.
the show then.
When we first started with Eddie.
Yeah. Noonan sent me a lovely little thing of him singing the song from the Ballad of the Last Chance Saloon from the Gunfighters, but cut off with lots of machine gun fire from Genesis of the Daleks. I did say it's a pity Eddie's not in touch anymore, because I think he'd appreciate that. Maybe not the first bit of it, but certainly the second. So next week, yes,
We love the new boy.
next week, an unearthly child. Gentlemen, it's down to you if you watch the pilot version as well.
No, don't bother.
If you want to
pilot
play
version.
compare and contrast. Well, it's not really a pilot version. Basically, they filmed it the first time, and it had mistakes, and it needed to be changed.
Doors banging and all sorts.
Yeah, doors banging. The character of the Doctor was too harsh.
Explicit references to where the Doctor had come from.
Yeah. Plus, the character of the Doctor was far too harsh and scary, so they redid it. And
he was still a lot of a dick.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
the
I say,
original.
if you want to watch the pilot episode as well, just to
I can
see the
find it.
difference, because it is fascinating. It's also got my favourite
Where's a
ever
good place
version
to
of the theme
watch
tune.
that?
That's probably BritBox UK. Or
think?
BritBox.
I'd ask some of my teacher friends if they could watch An Unearthly Child and give me it from Ian and Barbara's perspective.
Do you know what? If you want to do that, I'd be more than happy to hear that read out.
See what I can do.
I think that's lovely. I think that's great. That's a great idea, Brian. Thank you. That's cool. I'm so pleased I thought of it. Now,
Let's see.
see his face crumble. Bless him.
There are a
It's
couple
like
of,
an iceberg.
deals
Sorry, a
with-
glacier at the edge of the sea, just slowly falling. Right.
Look at that. What is it?
No, it's a good idea. That could be fun. So, An Unearthly Child next week, with or without the pilot. It's down to the boys whether they watch it or not. I do, because it's like I say, it's worthwhile. What else? A big finish of some description. Still not trying to kill you, Nick. Oh, no, you're still not trying to kill me, Nick. It's all right, man. Something above and beyond. And the Callan episode, Death of a Hunter. So it's looking good. It's looking
of a
good.
Hunter.
Now then, Two Fan Dinosaurs. You are probably wondering to yourselves, What has happened to Two Fan Dinosaurs? I think it's extremely unlikely that you are wondering to yourselves what's happened to Two Fan Dinosaurs, but just in case. We are waiting for our guest to be free. Now, he got hold of me and said that he would be free next Friday evening. No, next Saturday evening. I tell a lie, next Saturday evening. Unfortunately, Andrew, just there, hello, can't make next Saturday. So I'm now going to get hold of Andrew Smith and see if we can push it back to the Friday, the following week. I'm very sorry about this. But like I say, we're having to work around a guest, which we don't normally have to do. So we will be doing Full Circle at some stage with Andrew Smith. Unless it gets to the point of, oh, this is never going to work out. Shall we just not bother? I can imagine him walking away sort of going, this is silly. But so there's that.
Let me interrupt you for a moment. Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child, Callan, Death of a Hunter, Space Above and Beyond, The Angriest Angel, and what?
A Big Finish.
And
We'll get to watch Callan after this. Oh, that's cool. I always watch the Callan after we've done the Blade. I don't know why, I just do. Just the kind of girl I am.
let's see.
Beep. Seeing, if I could just distract you a second. Everyone's completely and totally distracted now. Look at them. What are you doing next week?
Working. Oh, Liz might be test driving a new car.
Oh, what's she going for?
Well, the problem is after 46 years, they're not making the Fiesta anymore. And so she might have to go for a Puma, but she needs to test drive it. But she probably won't be buying it until March at the earliest anyway, but we're already kind of looking to see what the options are.
Fair enough. And fuel source?
Oh, it's hybrid.
Good. Fair enough. Brian?
Yes,
What are you doing next week?
working,
And
suffering,
right, okay,
taking the dog to the groomers.
fair enough.
Is that a euphemism?
No, that's actually he needs to go to the groomers. He's a magnificent floof right now.
Oh, bless him. Oh, and Spanks, Cooey, Spanky. Woo-hoo.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what are you doing next week, love?
It's either this coming week or next week. Hopefully this coming week. Ichi to the groomer to get him bathed. And early Christmas shopping more than anything, I guess.
Fair enough.
Start of the week, so I'll also be paying bills and being responsible.
One hopes
the
you're
start of
going
the
to come
month,
and
I mean.
play Diablo a bit this week.
Mm-hmm.
That would
I
be
will
nice.
give that a shot.
We want
Definitely.
to do some Warbound stuff, but we need you.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
We
make
started
room for that.
getting applications to join the warband, and I'm just too busy laughing. I mean, it's down to Retta; she's the boss. But you know, I'm laughing like a drain. You want to join us? Really? Yeah. Myself, what am I doing next week? Oh, my chief scientist, our brother from another podcast, Adam Purcell, he's coming to clean my PC. So hopefully, at the end of it won't howl like a banshee. This could prove to be very, very interesting. Adam can occasionally be a little bit... No, not a little bit. Adam can't handle cat fur. And it's mostly cat fur in the fans of the computers. So
Joy.
that's going to be fun. He's got a little Hoover thing. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but we'll have to wait and
When you're a
see.
smoker too, there's got to be all that cool gunk all over the motherboard and stuff.
Oh,
so,
lovely.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mind you, I
That
don't use
gummy
the
stuff that
computer
gets
very
on
much
there, yeah.
nowadays, to be fair.
Best argument I've ever seen for, one of those like liquid immersed computers is for smokers, just because.
You can use it as a bong?
Well, not just that, I guess. Yeah, I never thought of that, but yeah, you put them in that big oil tank or whatever so that they never get any air to them, and
I'm always looking for, something
you
to
can put them in a
market.
sealed tank, then a sealed case or whatever, so no air gets in, nothing gets funky to them or anything like that. So you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
Adam
fans
had
getting
one of
gummed
those
up. or nothing.
water-cooled things. There was an accident. I couldn't afford anything like that anyway. I've got to buy a new TV.
I'll be looking for a new computer here soon. I can't decide.
I've had to decide
just
whether
step
TiVo-
up my laptop or get a desktop. I don't know.
TiVo or 5.1 system. Sorry, TiVo, not TiVo. New television or new 5.1 system. So I'm reasoning that if I lose the 5.1 system, all I lose is 5.1 sound. If I lose the television, I lose everything. So it's going to have to be, I'm going to have to get a television. I don't know what I'm going to do with the old one. I mean, it's not broken per se. You know,
I've stocked my house and my parents' houses with 32-inch Rokus. Well, they got a 40-inch and a 28, I think, or
That's
44.
far too small for the likes of me.
Yeah, well, you know.
I like it nice and big. Oh,
I've heard that about you.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
So we heard.
That
Time and
that
time
that
again.
is well-known knowledge.
Yep, everybody knows that. You don't have to brag.
that went very wrong.
Bus stations all across the UK have that emblazoned upon their walls of their restaurants.
Oh no, that's Dara O'Brien.
She likes it big.
Anyway, foul creatures. Is there anything coming out that we need to talk about? No, don't think so.
Probably, but I'm way too slack to ever worry about it.
Not fair enough. So I think that's it. I think that's it for us. Dear Bod, we're done. Oh, a gentleman, say goodbye to the nice boys and girls.
Goodbye to the nice boys and girls.
Hi, nice boys and girls.
Ta-ra.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
This week's John Levine quote has been cancelled by John Levine.
Goat.